Hey, it's me, Garrett. So if you follow me on Instagram, you'll know that I've been putting the finishing touches on my latest comic. This project is all about a series of collaborative 4-panel comics. In other words, each panel in the comic is written by a different person. So going with this theme, I wanted the cover to be a reflection of how 4 different ideas can come together to create a cohesive Frankenstein's monster. And initially I thought I could do something abstract with 4 different quadrants of 4 different art styles coming together. And I made a series of sketches using this theme where there would be like a tiger nose that would blend into a human nose and like an anime girl, and that somehow these elements would cross over and blend together. But I ended up hating all of it. So what I ended up going with was a fractured face, where the face didn't differ in each quadrant, and it just looked like a sort of shell that was split apart. And of course, this was inspired by my boy, Stephen Russell Black. He's done a lot of creepy, split apart faces, and also Katsuya, which is one of my favorite artists. He usually draws cyborg women with a bunch of pieces flying out of their head. So ultimately, I'm really happy with how this turned out, and I think it would actually make a good print if I cleaned it up a little bit. But for all you graphic designers out there, you may be upset that I'm using right justified text here, which is an editorial design sin as far as I'm concerned. But I've also flipped the composition, and I don't think it works as well, even though it's more intuitive. And I think the reason why this just works is because comics will always read corner to corner, left to right, top to bottom. And so if I used an eye tracker, I would want someone to basically focus on the eyes and then see the title as an afterthought. I know that when you set up a composition, usually whichever way the character looks is where the reader will be drawn towards. The natural flow of reading a comic is always going to be this way. And maybe I'm a little hung up on it. Maybe I'm getting a little too OCD here. But when you look at my work, everything has a very strong corner to corner movement. And this project is no exception. I'm going to go over some of the comics that we worked on. Spoilers! You got a dog. The dog's hungry. A squirrel brings him food. The dog eats the squirrel instead of the food. Now, I challenge you to find a more perfect comic strip in the history of comic strips. This is a perfect comic. And if I'm tracking eyes, which I don't have an eye tracker, but I assume that it would basically flow like this, and it would work perfectly. But we run into trouble with something like this. Okay, you got a couple here. They're kind of sad. Okay, good. Listen, this isn't working. Okay, so we read that. We go here. Aha! So the woman is now speaking first, but she's on the right. We're reading left to right, so that's unintuitive. But this is up here. Okay, then we get the gag. Oh, it's a Chinese finger trap. No, you stop. Now this is a cluttered frame here. This is challenging. A ninja slices the finger trap open. So this slice should probably be in this area first so that your eye reads that first. And maybe I'll write in slice. I should probably fix that. And then I'll move this down to here. This speech bubble should be read after the slice because the slice is taking place before he reacts to the slice. Wow, ninjas are so cool. What a great comic. Just for the record, as I said before, this is written by several different people. I wrote this frame, okay? You can probably guess that. I would never put a ninja in a comic. I think ninjas are lame. But when you're working with a bunch of people, it's a collaborative effort. It's all about teamwork. Spoiler alert, here's another one for you. Check out this frame. There's a girl hitting a boy with a baseball bat with nails sticking out of it. And it's got to move left to right, top to bottom. Okay, look, I don't want to spoil all of the comics, but I just wanted to talk about some of the compositional rules that I've been thinking about. If you have strong opinions one way or the other, please let me know. Because I think that comics should not challenge the reader. Whenever you read something visually, it should be just fucking clean. It should go down so easy. Of course, the antithesis would be something like this. I can't even tell what's going on here. This is Jimmy Corrigan, the smartest kid on earth. I can barely read this cover. It's got some cool modernist design and sort of wraps around the spine with a Corrigan, and flips the orientation constantly. You would think that I would love something like this because it's so experimental. But I can't tell what the fuck's going on with this story. I mean, I'm trying to follow these panels and it's just too challenging. And look, maybe I'm just not intelligent enough. That could be. But when you read my latest comic, it is not going to be challenging at all. This is going to be the least pretentious comic on the planet. You're going to love it.